History books record the world map being drawn by European sailors like Vasco da Gama and Columbus. They are credited with charting the unknown just a few centuries ago. The standard assumption is that ancient civilizations were geographically isolated. They understood their local valleys and rivers, but the rest of the planet was an empty mystery. However, a historical contradiction is documented within the ancient Indian epic, the Ramayana. We are going to treat it as a literal navigational log to see where these ancient directions actually lead. In the epic, King Sugreev dispatches his army, the Vanara, to search for Mata Sita after her abduction. Sugreev provides more than general directions. He details exact geographical vectors and specific environmental conditions for his troops to follow. Look at what happens when these ancient Sanskrit directions are mapped onto a 3D topographical globe. Plotting these verses as literal coordinates produces geographical matches that challenge our timeline of exploration. We will start with the southern expedition, following a vector that draws straight south from India across the ocean. The text describes a region of freezing temperatures and a sunless environment shrouded in darkness. At the end of this southern path, Sugreev mentions a final landmark, mountains composed entirely of ice. A moment of wonder. This ancient passage mirrors the geography of Antarctica. Official records state the South Pole was reached and documented for the first time by these modern expeditions. Skeptical. How did an ancient text accurately record the specific climate and glacial features of the South Pole thousands of years before the arrival of modern ships? To test if the southern coordinate was an outlier, we follow the eastern vector. Sugreev directs his army to look for a specific landmark in the east, a mountain bearing a massive trident. The verse notes a specific detail. This trident is oriented to look directly over the sea. On the coast of Peru, carved into a hillside facing the Pacific, sits the Paracas candelabra. The carving matches the text's description of a massive trident positioned directly over the coast. Crossing the Pacific is a massive undertaking. Mainstream history maintains that transoceanic contact was impossible during this era. Identifying a frozen continent and a carved mountain trident using two separate vectors moves us past the realm of statistical coincidence. These matches between ancient verses and global landmarks suggest a level of maritime capability that history has yet to acknowledge. The evidence points toward a reality where our ancestors functioned as advanced global navigators. The Ramayana preserves geographical data that functions as an ancient world atlas. If these coordinates are accurate, what other observations are preserved in these ancient texts? Share your theories in the comments and subscribe for more historical investigations.